Okay, 5 times you've competed in the London Coffee Masters and you finally win in London. How do you feel?
It feels surreal. It still feels like a dream because I've seen everybody on this roof, which is such a weird thing, but it's like I see the roof and I know I've always wanted to be here. And just being in the industry for so long, going through this competition so many times, you hope to win, but I never thought it would actually happen. So I'm happy it finally did.
Well, it must have been somewhere inside of you that you thought you were going to win because you did win today, and it is a reality.
I know, it's so
reality
weird,
check. So you've traveled quite far from Texas, right?
Texas, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the journey from where you started to getting to the finals here today.
Yeah, so I started coffee in Texas. It was my first job out of college. I worked for Palace Coffee Company, then Evocation. Then I went to be a bar manager at a coffee cocktail bar. And so that's where I learned a lot of the skills that I put into Coffee Masters was at that job. And then now between me and my partner, we have 3 coffee shops in North Texas. So yeah, that's where we've been.
And fast forward to today,
Yes.
bringing you back into the moment at London Coffee Festival. What was it like going through each of the rounds and the disciplines? Like, what was going through your mind? How did you feel?
Honestly, there's a lot of the rounds that feel comfortable to me because I do it on a day-to-day basis, working the bar. The competition is based around your skills of a coffee professional, but there were some that I had never gotten to. So the espresso blend, I've never done that before today. So there were certain rounds I had to be like, what do we do now? So it was interesting jumping into that without doing it before.
And then you have the added pressure, if you take it as a pressure, of the audience and everything else going around it.
Yes. So honestly, I love being on stage. That's where I feel most comfortable. So performing is what I love doing because it's like I'm behind the bar. I'm performing for a guest or performing for whoever I'm serving. But leading up to it, the 15-minute walk from our hotel to the event center, I just want to vomit the whole time.
You didn't, did you?
No. I'm good. But I wanted to so bad. But once my name's called and I'm on stage, I'm like, back to normal life.
What would you say was your biggest challenge at Coffee Masters this year?
The biggest challenge was, I think, probably doing the latte art versus people that are crazy talented at it.
It's intimidating, right?
I like it and I'm good at it, but not that level. But luckily I got through. I got some points from some of those rounds, and then brewing on certain devices that I'm not usually brewing on a day-to-day basis. That was also a little bit difficult, but doing a little bit of research nights before and learning it.
And you're drawing on all of your experience to sort of,
Yes.
add to that. What would be your favorite discipline of the Coffee Masters?
Signature drink.
Tell us about your signature drink. Tell us what's in it.
So
I want to relive it in words.
So the signature drink was inspired by, we went to Japan last year, so it was inspired by the culinary experience that we had, but also the simplicity and the honor that everybody has for each other there. So it was a twist of a few different foods and drinks that we had while we were there. So we had a lot of Negronis, which is Campari, gin, and sweet vermouth, and highballs, which is whiskey and soda water. And then also we had a lot of ramen and sushi, as you can probably assume. It's very typical. And then we also had a lot of the Asahi beer. And so I was trying to figure out a way to blend all of those together. So what I did was a strawberry syrup instead of sweet vermouth. So it added not so much of an alcohol flavor, but more of just a sweetness. The Asahi beer, I boiled down into a simple syrup. So it had a beer simple syrup in there as well. I used Roku gin. And then I used 1.5 ounces of a really orangey, like thermal shock coffee that was also aged in rum barrels. So it had like a molassy, like alcohol, boozy note to it already. So it lended for like a good base of the drink. And then I stir that all together with sushi rice. And what that does is that it actually, whenever you stir it into a glass, it takes those sharp notes of like what gin and Campari have and it rounds them out. So it makes it a very round drink and very pleasant. So what I did was stir all that straight into a glass that I rinsed with ramen broth concentrate. So I put it in there and I tried to mix it into the actual drink itself, but it was overpowering. So what I ended up doing was just putting a little bit in there, wishing it around, and then just washing it. So it had the umami of ramen throughout the entirety of the drink instead of just a flavor.
Right. So
Yes.
full experience.
Correct.
Yes.
And so strain that over some ice into a pint glass, and then I topped it with the Asahi beer itself to resemble the highball of it. And it also lended for the beer syrup and everything. And I garnished with a little bit of orange and stirred it.
It went down a treat. I saw everybody. Yeah, I mean, the faces were like,
for the crowd, so.
Oh, amazing. So with the Coffee Masters, what's something that you can take away from meeting all of the competitors this time around? Do you guys bond and share, or is it like, no, you're a competitor?
No, not at all. There was 4 Americans here this time, and then also people that I've competed against in the past. So we all are in a group text, like all gonna go hang out and actually see Rusty tonight at his bar pop up. So no, everybody that I've competed against, all friends. I mean, the 2 people that I met in the industry, I met competing against my first year Coffee Masters, Rob and Jimmy, and they've been inspirations to me this whole time too, because Rob won it and Jimmy got second to Rob the same year. So it was one of those, it was beautiful seeing friends up there, and then also inspirational of like, I want to get there one day.
It's great, the camaraderie between the competitors and the whole team for Coffee Masters in particular. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've been hosting it for the last 3 or 4 years, so this is my first year not, so I'm a little bit like, whoa. So I got to watch it. I got to watch it from the audience perspective, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic to see you perform and, you know, show all of your skills. So what now for you?
We're gonna go party. We're gonna meet up with all of our friends, go have a good night. So yeah, we're gonna relax, have a great night, and then we're hanging out here till Tuesday, and then we fly back to Texas.
Amazing. Could you give any advice for future competitors?
Act like you are on the bar at an everyday cafe, and don't think that you are performing in front of a judge, or don't be afraid of anything like that. Just act normal. That's what I did, and that's what everybody kept praising me on. And so I just want other people to not see it as I have to do this and that, because Coffee Masters, like you said, is a competition that's based around skills and doing it and performing like you do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Amazing. And why would you tell someone to come and compete in the London Coffee Masters at London Coffee Festival?
One, the festival is crazy. It's 4 floors of just everything you can think of. Madness. Yes, madness is a good way of putting it. Yes, in a good way.
In the best way.
And then competing in Coffee Masters, it just really hones into your skills that you can use day to day. Like you can, like it helps you perform on your bar, and you're not honing in on one skill, you're honing in on like 12.
Amazing. Well, congratulations again. Such a well-deserved win. I'm really, really happy for you, and everybody here is super happy for you. Thanks from the London Coffee Festival.
Thank you.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing what you're up to next.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.